Right, ladies and gentlemen, I come to you today with a Misfits all four card prediction. A video I've been really excited to make. I knew it's been coming. Obviously, my aim is to get on a Misfits card in the next few years. I'm trying to set myself a bit. Well, not the next few years. Next year, that is my aim. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so I've three bits of paper and it's got every information on it. And I know it's unprofessional for me for now, but I'm learning. I'm paving my way, and I thought if I write it down, I can't miss a detail. So first fight, we're starting off with Faith Ordway versus L Brook. It's four 2-minute rounds, and I haven't seen much of Faith, and I've seen L Brook fight. So therefore, in my prediction, I believe L Brook wins. But hey, Faith Ordway could shock the odds. I'm sure she's the underdog in the fight. So if she does that, fair play, and I'll say fair play. And by the way, just a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how the card is going, like in order wise. So I've put it in the order I think I saw on the website, and I was looking at all the fights. I didn't miss any out just in case. So I've read it in order. And this is what it said on the website I looked at. And it wasn't a misfit. It wasn't like a Misfits website. Okay, like it was nothing. It was just like a website that had every fight on, and it had one for Temper versus the mystery opponents, which is four that they're saying will be one of, but we'll get on to him. But next we're going to Joe Fournier versus Tony Christodoulou. I apologise I say his name wrong. It's four 3-minute rounds. For me, Joe Fournier, well, not for most people, he's got a padded record. He did fight David Haye in an exhibition. I don't believe David Haye tried. I don't think David Haye tried to knock him out. So, it was an exhibition. Fair enough, it was an exhibition. But the way Joe Fournier went on before that, I thought David Haye was just going to knock him out. But he didn't try it. They are mates at the end of the day. So that Tony Crystal, I'm just going to call him Tony because I don't want to mess his name up. He's an ex-UFC fighter, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So he's a world-class operator. However, I've watched videos. He looks slow for me. He looks open. He looks easy to hit. But he has fought in the UFC. But for me, I think Joe Fournier wins this. And I think Joe Fournier makes a statement in this fight to set up a fight with KSI some point later in the year. That's how I feel personally about this anyways. But he could show us something different. But for me, Joe Fournier gets it done in the second round by knockout to set up the KSI fight. Next, we're going to FaZe Temper versus who? Might be me. It's not me. I wish it was me. But so online, online it says these four opponents are guaranteed opponents: Gib, King Kenny, Jay Swingler, Alex Wasabi. All good tests, all good fights, all exciting fights. I think if he goes up against any of these, I think he would beat Jay. However, I feel Jay Swingler's got more potential to go further. I just don't think right now Jay Swingler would win just through FaZe Temper having more fights, more experience, doing a combat sport for a much longer time. So therefore, I don't think it'll be Jay Swingler. I think that would be bad from Misfits to put him in there with FaZe Temper right now. But apparently he's one of them. It's just it is too soon for Jay to go into that fight. However, I think if it's Gib, I think Gib beats FaZe Temper. I think Gib stops FaZe Temper. I don't think Tommy's on that level yet, but he could prove us wrong if it's Gib. Who knows? I think if he goes up against Kenny again, I actually now favour Kenny in that fight. However, it's a very 50-50 fight. It'll go either way. I actually don't think that fight now would go to the scorecards. I think that would be if someone's getting knocked out. And then I think Alex Wasabi. I think it'd be a close fight with Alex. However, I picked Tommy because I haven't seen enough from Alex, which isn't Alex's fault. Alex is very good. I've been told he's very good. I've watched Wade Concept's video. I'm a big fan of Wade. I followed him since he was like not that much on YouTube, and I've got DMs with him on Instagram actually. Like last June, but it's not Alex's fault that I'm putting him to lose. I'm not saying it's his fault because he had enough fights. It's not his fault because he got injured. Unfortunately, he couldn't fight KSI. I'm sure it'd been a good fight. But for me, Face Temper, best choice out of that pile to fight for him would be Alex Wasabi because I think Kenny, he's already beat him, but I think that would be a 50-50 fight now. It would be an entertaining fight. Gib, I think I lean 80%, 70% towards Gib. Jay Swingler, I think if he beats Jay, I think people will go, oh well, you've had a lot more fights than him, like 3 times, 4 times more fights than him. You've trained longer than him. You only beat Jay Swingler. I think he beats Alex, they've sparred together before. They've been boxing the same amount of time. Obviously, Tommy's had a lot more fights, but I think Alex is the one where he's going to get his credit for winning, other than Gib. If you beat Gib, that's a lift off for FaZe Temper. But we'll go now into Ryan Taylor versus Swarms. However, I feel like this Ryan Taylor Swarms fight should be before the FaZe Temper fight, and I'm sure it will be because I'm sure this isn't the order. But Ryan Taylor versus Swarms, for me, Ryan Taylor will. He's a warrior, You've seen it against Slim, taking heavy shots. He's got some chin on him, but taking them heavy shots. I think he would die in the ring. He's as tough as to come. But he's definitely a level above Swarms. And it's a 4-3 minute round fight. I expect Ryan to win with probably a stoppage in the 3rd round. And that's my opinion. Swarms could shock everyone, but if you look at Swarms' last fight against KSI, he ran. He wasn't interested, didn't want to fight. I don't think he's coming to fight. But this one, the show stealer for me, Anthony Taylor versus Idris Virgo. I believe this fight will be fight of the night. It's fireworks. This fight it's incredible. I think it'll be probably the best technical fight on the card. Maybe FaZe Temper versus Wasabi might be a bit more technical, but I doubt it. And I mean technical from Idris Virgo's side. It's a peekaboo style in Anthony Taylor versus a slick boxer of Virgo. Virgo, I think I watched about 5-6 of his fights today, maybe a bit less, and he picks some very, very good shots. Like he's got better IQ than these YouTubers on the card. He picks lovely shots, especially at the body. I think one of them, I think he might have stopped the guy at the body. I'm pretty sure that happened. I've watched a lot of fights today, like people like Josh Bruckner as well, because I hadn't watched him before. But Idris Virgo, he's my pick to win the fight. I think he'll silence Pretty Boy with a one-sided beatdown. I think he'll just be too much boxing experience-wise for Taylor. I know Taylor's got more combat sport experience-wise, but I just think Virgo's been in boxing a lot longer than Anthony Taylor. I think Idris comes through this fight very well. But that's nothing against Anthony Taylor. He's a prick, actually. But don't really restrict this. He is a bit too cocky for me. I would like to get in with Anthony Taylor. But I think it'll be a really good fight, though. I think I said it might be a one-sided beatdown. I could just see the fight. I don't think there'll be a knockout. I just see the fight going. Maybe actually, don't want to change my prediction to a back foot masterclass, maybe from Idris Virgo. He says he's going to stand there in the middle of the ring. They're both agreed on it, but that's not going to happen. I just think he'll be able to outbox Anthony Taylor, in my personal opinion. So I'm going to say Idris Virgo on points for me. Next, go to Salt Pappy versus Josh Bruckner. What a fight. For me, this is another great fight on the card. But I actually believe Salt Pappy comes through this test. It's his hardest fight to date. I think that the slickness of Salt Pappy, I think he's the best defensive fighter in the YouTube scene. He's so good. His movement, everything's amazing from Salt Pappy. And he's got knockout power. He showed it. He knocked out that guy. I can't remember what he's called in his last fight. I've been impressed. I have been really impressed. The most out of all I've been impressed with, though, it's just his accuracy. Every punch he seems to throw lands. And I know he hasn't been in with anyone who's top level, but you can only beat what's in front of you. You can only land punches on what's in front of you. And for me, he's the best fighter on the Misfits card that I've been impressed with so far. Other than KSI, I think KSI is better than Salt Pappy. I think maybe Slim and Salt Pappy, I want to see that fight happen. But whoever wins this fight with Josh in Sol Pappy is lift off for them as well. Josh has got an amazing chance to come to England, be the bad guy and win. And Josh isn't a bad guy, but I've watched that Chase the Moore fight, and it's hard to see Josh's level in that fight because that the Moore was rubbish, gassed out, throwing like, shots where he was just punching the air. I didn't understand it. For me, I just think Sol Pappy wins and sets up a huge fight with someone next year, maybe someone like level of Slim, providing Slim comes through his next test. But for me, I don't think there'll be a knockout. I think Sol Pappy will do this on points. Now we'll go to Slim versus Tom Sinetti. Good fight, I think this, they're both experienced, but Slim's got every bit of experience in the world on fighting in the arena. But I've seen Tom, the man can bang, the man packs some serious punch power. And I know Slim does, knocked out FaZe Temper, knocked down Ryan Taylor in the fight. But for me, I'm going with the upset this fight. I think Tom Sinetti knocks out Slim. And you think I'm crazy. And maybe after the fight's happened, I am crazy and everyone's going to be like laughing at us. But I just think the longer the fight goes on, Tom Zanetti's got a better chance of knocking out Slim. You watch Slim versus Ryan Taylor in that fight. Slim looked tired to me. He really did look tired. I think Tom Zanetti's got really good cardio. I think Tom Zanetti's going to knock him out. I think Slim will have to end the fight early if Slim wants to win this. The fight will have to end early in my opinion. But yeah, my controversial prediction is Tom Zanetti to knock Slim out in the 4th round. And I think what will happen is as well, I don't even think Tom Zanetti's going to win a round. I think it's going to be Slim. And I think Tom Zanetti will have his moments. I think he'll have a few shots. He might hit a backhand, and it might rock Slim, you never know. And it could end earlier, but for me, I'm going with Tom Zanetti in the 4th round. An ambitious prediction from myself. But it's one I really believe could happen and might happen. And I do like Slim, and Slim's been the underdog plenty of times. But for me, I've just got a really feeling that Tom Zanetti's going to burst onto this scene. But fair play to Tom for taking this fight. And fair play to Slim taking this fight because it's low risk reward for Slim. Other than he'll get a big fight after this if he wins. But it's not like people go, oh, well, you beat Tom Zanetti. You hadn't had a fight before. He's just been training. That's what they'll say. That's what the people will say. But now, moving on to the main event of the night. KSI versus Dylan Danis. 6 3-minute rounds. For me, I saw you saw my last video. I hope you did. Watch it if you want. Of comparing them both. But KSI will end this in fashion inside 3 rounds. I think if Dylan does turn up, he'll come to fight. I think KSI needs someone who will show up to fight him and not run like Swarms did, like Pineda did. And someone who doesn't go down all the time, going back to the head. I don't think Dylan will do that. Dylan's game plan is clear to me. I think he's going to try and work KSI's body because KSI's best attribute is his power and his cardio. What happens when you hit the body? You lose that cardio. You tire, I think he's going to just try and work the body. And he's going to, when he's working the body or he's doing something, he's going to try, I've seen it in his training, but he's going to disguise and hit a sneaky, he's a southpaw, he'll hit a sneaky left hand up the top that KSI won't see. I think that's what he's going to try and do. But he's going to work in the clinch. Dylan is world class in what he does. That is not boxing. He's a really high level competitor. That's why you've seen him work with Conor McGregor. But for me, he hasn't got power to stop KSI. I don't think he's got the speed of KSI. I don't think he's got the heart of KSI. I don't think he's got the cardio of KSI. So I think KSI is just... I think he will walk through Dylan. I think he's levels above Dylan in this boxing game. I think he stops him in the 2nd round. And I think it'll be... I think he will show off what he's learned from from when we saw him against Logan to now, because you can't really say, KSI was a different monster against Swarms and Pineda because their level was low. I think against Dylan Danis, he will show his level and people will think, 2 more fights, beat them in a better fashion, in a better way, show more. He's going to beat Jake Paul. That's what I want to see from KSI. So KSI to knock out Dylan Danis cold in the 2nd round, and that's what I want to see, you know. I'm really excited for this card. It's the best card to date Misfits has put together. Just imagine if we had Logan Paul on this card. I think KSI wins this. He's going to fight Joe Fournier next. And then he'll fight someone big. And then I think we'll go to Wembley. KSI, Jake Paul. KSI wins in his head. I'm not putting a prediction for that fight out yet because that fight might not even happen, you know. Dylan might do the unthinkable and stop KSI. Jake Paul might just go on a mad one and start losing loads of fights. Who knows? But guys, I hope you enjoyed my prediction. I would love to hear your predictions in the comments. Remember to follow my Twitter and everything. And I will do a video of reacting to my predictions when the fight happens. I may even do a watch along for it. Who knows? But please like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.